Hey, DeRacers. So pretty excited to talk to you about this. We had a little bit of an inconvenient weekend where we lost some of our tools. So racing blind was a bit of a struggle. I don't know if you had the similar experience as me, but I was trying to hit a very specific quantity of races so I could finish some research. So I had to manually keep track. So that was a little bit
Yeah,
annoying.
we had people in the community hitting us up asking for when the data was going to be back, and that was our entire weekend trying to come up with some solutions for that.
So the absolutely exciting thing is we messaged our friends at SMR and they dropped everything. And what they did is they created API access to their databases. And not only did they create it for us in the community, they created them so similar to the previous available tools that literally it was as simple as changing out. Here's the most recent version, changing out one cell, drop in this text line above, and you're able to pull all that race data in. So with that said, we wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that there is a new tool, the DeRacers or DeRacers Analytics 4. It is on our free tools. We're going to also be posting this on Discord, just everywhere, so everybody can get access to it immediately. Make sure, I put it here too in bold, be sure to make a copy of this. I've noticed that each time we do this, somebody will try to ask for access. You don't want to use this specific link because if everybody comes to it, you can only do research on one horse at a time. So the intent is just make a copy of yourself. You will have all of the math, all the source code with it. It's yours. Do with it what you will. If you want to build your own tools, go for it. You can copy the way the structure is. But what's incredible is SMR, and a link to them in their Discord here. Give them a big thanks.
Yeah, go on there and hit them up, say thank you. It's great.
Absolutely. And not only do they support everything with this, they're scraping it at a faster rate. So this data is even more updated. In the last video, we were talking about this recent races where this can help you see your cycles. So if you're coming out of a bad streak like Skondert right here, he's a killer on 14s and 15s, but he's still running through this rough streak, showing me that he has not won recently. So when you look down further below, you'll see a sea of green. Somebody was asking me the color code arrangement on this since the last video. So I just want to touch on this really quickly. The very top row is your most recent race. So in this example, on Skondert on turf 5s, the last one he ran, he got first place. Same for 7s and 8s. And then the brown one, the 3, that just shows me that he took third on his last race on Greenfield 6s. I'm sorry, turf 6s. And then if you see those silvers, it's 2. All other non-podiums, I just have it just grayed out. So for me, it was just a quick heat map where I could see where I have a lot of green and where I have a lot of dark. And just a quick indication.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too that you teased it that things are going faster now. I think we're getting updated data every 15 minutes, which means that you basically could have just run a race and your horse is back in the next one. You're already getting that data updated. So that's incredible, and thank you again to the SMR team for that.
Totally. And last thing I want to show on this one is your last win row. So you could see like when I won on the Emerald 5, you could see that I'm only 1 win away. So I just won my last one, but all the way over here on 15s, it's been 21 races since Skondert has won first place. It's not podium, seconds or thirds. It's only first. And then what I have is below here, it's showing you the percentage since the last race. So for this first one, since I won my last one, it's looking back, I have a 100% win rate because it's been that far. But if I go all the way over here to my 15s, you go back 21 races. So that means that his win rate currently is a 4.76 in this cycle. So what's important about this is if you know your horse has a 13% win rate and you're looking at a 21 record, that's showing me that my recent run is less than a 5% win rate. So if I know it can do a 13 or higher, this is where I think if you have a battle-tested horse with a lot of races, you should expect it to start winning again. So these cycles can be brutal, but this is just a tool to get you a sense of that. So if you want to bet 1 Dirk on those seas of green because you think you're about to enter a bad cycle, and while you're in a bad cycle coming out, maybe it's a good time to bet higher.
Awesome. Well, that actually transitions us into what we want to talk about next, which is just making sure that we don't have a data monopolization situation. Something we found ourselves recently was relying on just one set of data or data scraping and access via APIs. And now that we have other people in the community being able to make that same data available, we want to preach that having as many different people pulling the data as possible is what is going to make this community better. Something that we know and use a lot is different tools from the community. There's community members that are developing on deracing.org. There's SMR. There's us and our tools that we're making free as well. And we know there's a lot of people in the community that are taking that same data. It's really important that we understand that being able to have different data points and different tools out there is just going to make us stronger. We pull different ideas from different people. We're talking to different people in the community all the time about what they're understanding from the data they're seeing, and tools that they're using that maybe are not public facing may eventually make their way in. So it's really important that we continue to share that and make it available to everyone.
Absolutely. Couldn't say that better myself. The only thing I'd want to add is just to make sure that if you out there are building tools and you think that these would be useful, if you've done your own research and you have really good things that you would like to share, let us know. We're going to maintain neutrality as best as we can. It's hard right now because right now I just want to praise SMR for what they've helped us out with. But it will go across the board. If you come to us and you would like to share things, just use us as a podium. We'll be happy to broadcast the message out. You don't have to come on the show if you don't want to. It's an opportunity. So on top of the data monopolization and avoiding that, the next one was the realization that a bot is critical to this community. And bots, in our experience, it can be a difficult thing to achieve an ROI, especially if there's a large investment. And so what we were realizing is that a bot should not be an elite tool. It should not be something that only people that have proven champions should have. It offers a great amount of convenience to be able to go to work and not have to add races and risk your job and getting reprimanded, to be able to sleep, to be able to automate your discovery stages. All of those things are a convenience. Get the grueling stuff out of the way, let a bot do that, and then enjoy the game. It was like when we were using a bot, it was a lot more fun because you could pick the races that you wanted to watch, and then you can go and enjoy your day. And so we know that SMR is going to be working or is working on a bot, and I'm confident that whatever they build is going to be a great product. We are also building a bot. And so we've decided recently that we have enlisted 2 developers. We have UX designers working on it. We're going to build an awesome bot, and we're going to make it free. And if it's not free, it's going to be as near as free as possible, just to make sure that we can put some basic stuff out there for you guys. But every single person out there in the community, you will get access to this. Now, I know I got to keep thanking SMR. They do some incredible analysis, and they're going to be adding in, I'm sure they're going to be adding in some great analytical tools. So we're going to have this free bot that's going to be just a basic runner. So that way we can all get out there. We might eventually expand upon it and add some premium features where we might monetize things as well. But we want to make sure that everybody in the community has access to something, and that you also have access to choices. And so we're going to do what we can to continue to support you guys all. It's just been abundantly clear that this is needed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it gets back to the data monopolization. If we have bots out there that everyone can use, and you have data that everyone can use, you're just offering a greater chance for anyone new to the community to jump right in. That's why we want to come up with a way to create a freemium version of the bot. But we all know that there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with the bot, a lot of really cool things that you can do with data as well. And some of that stuff may need to be behind a paywall at some point. And we all know that. That's how people make money and keep these projects going. But we are looking to find ways to make sure that we can get this into the hands of as many people as possible. And I know DeRace is wanting to do that as well. So hopefully we can find ways to collaborate, find ways to get better data access, get APIs in place. And we know that that'll eventually come. But in the interim, we want to make sure that we're offering as many tools as possible to the community.
Absolutely. And we don't have an accrued date of when we think it's going to be ready. We're hoping to hear some good updates. We know that the guys that are working on it are already making incredible progress. So hopefully this week we find an update that we can get an estimated timeline, and we'll keep you posted. As soon as we have something, we'll share it with it. And as soon as it's in our hands, it will be in your hands as well. So And we'll encourage DeRace if they want to audit our code. We're more than happy to open source this thing to make sure that everybody knows it's safe, but we're going to do it right. And we want to make sure that everybody is taken care of, and nobody is here just to take and run or anything like that. Everybody here is going to be taken care of, and we'll stick to our word as best as we can. But in the meantime, give some love to SMR. I mean, that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, give SMR some love and keep racing.
All right, guys, we'll see you later.